I'll run through a few indicators. Number one is the stock of patients. As the number of infections come down, and so has the total stock of patients in our system. Most of them, great majority, are on home recovery program. It has stayed consistently above 20,000 patients at any one time throughout October, peaking at 26,386 on 29th October. So the last week of October is when we have the worst. Since then, it has been decreasing. It dipped below 20,000 on the 7th of November, and now it's just slightly over 15,000. Second indicator, reproduction number of the disease, or R. This has been held at around 0.9 to 1. Yeah. And I want to mention that we held R at about 0.9 to 1 despite a very noticeable increase in footfall throughout the past few weeks, throughout the island, over the past 1-2 weeks, because more and more people are coming out, socializing, and they're out and about. And in fact, today the footfall that we measured across popular destinations is only about 5% less than at the peak of the stabilization period, at the peak of the preparatory phase in early September. And if you remember, during the preparatory phase, we do allow 5 persons dining. And this is a good sign. It means that more human activity did not drive infections and hospitalizations up. And what it means is this, that our society is becoming more resilient to the virus. Third indicator is severe illnesses. At the peak of our current transmission wave, the average number of patients hospitalized needing oxygen supplementation or ICU care is about 420. That's a stock number at the peak. Now it is around 370. If we zoom into just ICU, we had about 140 patients during the last week of October at the peak of this transmission. This has come down to about 110 now. As of last night, it was 110. Next, incidence of severe illnesses. So, very importantly, the incidence of patients falling severely ill, needing ICU care, or died has come down. And this is significant, which means that every time you get 1,000 people infected, you can now count on the fact that a fewer number will fall severely ill, needing ICU care or die, compared to, say, in August or September. We are in a better position compared to end October, the peak of the transmission wave. But it is early days, no? And we are far from out of the woods. We still have a couple of thousands of infections a day, and people continue to be admitted to ICU, and every day we do see people dying. And we know all this continue to worry many Singaporeans. So our bicycle has slowed down its descent to a controllable pace, but it is still some distance away from safety. And if we look down the slope on our bicycle, it's a steep slope down still. But we know we have a few brakes at our disposal and can work effectively in the coming weeks and months.